This is Ashley Hodge. I'm joined by Mark Reeser. We're going to do a post-game call-in show. Call-in shows are always better with calls. Mark, I enjoyed watching that game with you tonight. Really never in doubt. I mean, it was a rough start. I think we would both agree, but I don't think we ever lost faith in the fact that the Baylor would come back and win that game. I mean, offensively, what a beautiful last 10 minutes, right?
Yeah, it was great. I thought, we were never going to lose that game.
Right.
And I think anyone watching it knew from the beginning we got this.
Yeah, it was a very stressful game for Baylor fans, but what a gritty performance by the Bears in the second part of the second half. I think they were down maybe 11 or 9 at one point, certainly 9. I don't know if it ever got to double digits. It flirted with it. But then they took control down the stretch, made some big plays. You know, I don't know who that Kelly and Haley were. Those were some new guys I didn't recognize. My eyesight's not very good, but whoever they are, we should be playing those guys more, I think.
I know.
48 points from those two guys.
Kelly had 30. And I was like, if we've been playing him all season, who knows where we'd be.
I know. It would look like a different team for sure. Of course, we're being facetious. The Immortal 10 game was tonight. VJ Edgecombe took the role of Kelly, and Jalen Celestine came off the bench, took the role of Haley, and they both had terrific games. Ken Palm had us at 1.21 points per possession. That's a good number. You know, they're the only two in double figures, but that they were the two key ones. I mean, 48 of the 70 points came from those two guys, and VJ was just sensational, particularly in the second half. I think he had about 10 at halftime and scored 20 in the second half. Was hitting some threes, making his foul shots, 11 for 12 from the foul line. Only had 1 rebound. That's way off his standard. But he has 3 assists, 1 turnover, has a couple steals, 14 assists and 4 turnovers for the Bears. You love that. They did some good things. They out-rebounded Kansas State tonight. And I want to point out a couple guys. First of all, Jason Azamoda. He gave us some really good energy that first half. He came in, he was energetic. He's out of place a lot, but he hit the 3. He had the putback. I think it was a putback dunk.
Yeah, putback dunk.
Yes.
He had another 3 that just rimmed out.
Yeah, that looked good.
He plays with so much energy.
He plays with energy. I like what I saw from him. I thought, Robert Wright was steady at the point guard, 5 assists, 1 turnover, only 8 points on the night. Not the best shooting night for him. Norchad had a rough night shooting, but he did grab 13 boards and no turnovers, 3 assists. Jaden Nunn, rough night offensively, only 4 points, but man, he had some gritty rebounds. Like when the game was on the line, he went and got the ball. Saved some possessions. I thought his defense was really good. Good job, Jaden, contributing when you're having a rough offensive night. The call-in link is in the premium thread. Do we have a call already, Walker? All right, let's take it. Patrick, welcome to the call-in show. Make sure you're not muted. I think Jack told us that's a common mistake that most people get muted on this. Is Patrick still there? All right. Chime in whenever you can, Patrick, but we'll keep talking until we hear you. Yeah, so, Josh Ojewun is supposed to come in here in a little bit. Hopefully he's on his way. But what did you see? What did you like from the performance tonight?
Well, first off, thanks for having me.
Yes.
And I'm relieved when you told me that Josh was coming on that you got a better guest, because I was like thinking you guys have really bottomed out here. But, the first 3 quarters of the game was
rough.
Just,
couldn't buy a bucket.
It's difficult because the MO all season has been we are really, really taking care of business against the teams that we should, and the elite teams, we just haven't been there.
Yeah.
And so, that trend kind of got bucked against TCU when we finally lost a game against a team that we should have handled. And then it comes out first half and you're like, oh my gosh, here we go again.
Right.
And so to finish, to kind of come back from that and, turn on the gas and say, no, it's not happening. I mean, that was good to see. And, I mean, really, not to be dramatic, felt like season saving.
Oh, yeah. No, if you lose this one.
I mean, you can't lose to TCU.
And Kansas State.
Back to back,
at home.
Double-digit favorites, both games. I mean, it's a shame we lost one, but losing two would have been horrific.
Yeah.
And I did notice one thing at the end of the game. Coach Tang, I've noticed, has really liked to hop in our prayer circles after all those wins, but I noticed he wasn't in there tonight. I guess just
it's odd.
Didn't feel like praying tonight, or wasn't feeling the spirit. But
yeah, I saw he was shuttling his players into the locker room, so maybe he had other responsibilities. But
for sure,
I don't
want to.
Well.
I don't want to cast any doubt. It was very,
Yeah.
I definitely noticed that in these previous 3 games,
right,
Drew Tang matchups, that he's made his way into that prayer circle. So I was just, I hope everything's okay, and he didn't have an emergency and have to get out early. Just praying that everything's good with him.
Well, it was good for Scott to get a win. He was 0-3 against him until tonight. Now he's 1-0. That's all that matters, right? And also I think this is probably the 3rd best Kansas State team that Tang has had. So I mean, it's to get a win against the 3rd best team that he's had, I think is a key thing.
Absolutely.
Kansas State, they took it to the Bears most of the game. They had a nice little inside out or really interior passing. Hawkins and Negeson. I don't know how you pronounce his name properly. Hausen, hit a lot of threes. He got too many open looks, but he did miss a few down the stretch, which was nice. McDaniel, their point guard, hit a couple threes as well, but he wasn't a huge factor for them. He ends up with 12 points. But, the Bears just, I think, going on that run in the second half, we were talking about this at dinner, I think. You want to see Celestine shoot at least like 7 to 8 threes every game. He is such a good shooter. And even, like you saw, like the one play where he fakes the 3-point shot, and the defender goes flying by, and then he just takes one dribble and pulls up from the elbow. So you want him shooting those shots too. I mean, he's just a great shooter. And 7 rebounds tonight was huge for us too, especially with Josh not playing as many minutes. Josh ended up with 3 rebounds, only 16 minutes, but for Celestine to pull down 7 boards, I thought was key as well. Is Patrick still on there? Okay. All right. We got another call.
Yeah, this should be Tough Bear.
Tough Bear. Welcome to the post-game call-in show.
You're on there. Get on there.
Hey, great game, guys.
Hey, what's going on, Bill? How you doing?
Much better. I thought we were going to lose it for sure.
No kidding. Yeah, they got a gutty performance those last 10 minutes, no question about it.
Well, we had a 20-point turnaround.
Yep.
So I'll take that every day of the week.
Absolutely.
And thank God we beat that damn Tang. I'm sick of that guy. Hey, was that Epe Udo on their bench?
Epe Udo?
It looked like him.
Oh, I don't.
Assistant coach?
No.
Quincy Acey's at Wichita State.
Yeah.
I don't think Tang has.
No, he doesn't have any former Baylor players.
Yeah.
Austin Carpenter was a GA here, and he's on the bench.
Yeah.
But no, I don't think yeah.
Well, I'm going to give it over to the expert.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Hey, Kyle, how you doing?
Hey, I got about 3 comments.
Yeah.
Considering we were shooting at a dismal, was it 17% or something?
At one time, yeah. We were
and
getting
I'm like,
texts about
how
it.
are we even in this game?
No kidding.
It's just like unreal. And then I don't know. I'm just glad we woke up, and golly, that rebound that none actually made 2 of them. I thought he got shoved out of bounds the first time.
He did.
And then the second time, that was such a big rebound at just the right time. And then, of course, Edgecombe was just crazy good. So, anyway, it was just – I was just thankful to see him rev it up and get after it. I don't know if you noticed, too, the last thing I'll say, and then I'll cut out. But with like 3 minutes to go after they'd come off the bench, and I don't know if I was watching the team because they huddled up, and I saw Umir just kind of get in everybody's face and start slamming his foot on the floor.
Yep.
And I thought that was, other than his foolish foul, that you just don't do. Just let him score. Who cares?
Right.
But when he started slamming his foot, I was really glad to see that, because you got to have that. You got to have somebody that wants to win.
The will to win. Yeah, absolutely. No, yeah, I think his body language was almost like that. Here's where we stand. We're not going to let him score. We're standing on business, right?
Right. I loved it. I was like, yes, that's what it takes. So.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. That was a good moment for sure.
Yeah. Well, considering the injuries and everything, shoot. The only game we've given away is TCU, and so what do you do? It's hard. It's a tough year. So
yeah, hopefully we get Roach back. I haven't heard a prognosis on him, and Love is, I think, still a possibility. It's kind of like believe it when you see it kind of a deal. But Celestine makes a big difference. Getting him back,
huge game for him. We've been. Yeah. Isn't that what the old saying? That's why we pay him the big bucks.
Yeah, that's right.
All right.
Literally, yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate the call.
For you.
Awesome. Any other calls in the hopper here, Walker? People call in more after wins. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that that's the case.
Yeah, definitely so.
Well, I definitely watch more after wins. I didn't catch the TCU game. I apologize for hurting your viewership.
All right, this says we'll have Sarah on as a call.
Hey, Sarah. Welcome to the postgame call-in show. Ashley Hodge and Mark Reeser. Oh, Sarah didn't wait.
We have one more.
Okay.
And we'll try it out.
Let's see.
It should be Boxster.
Hey, what's going on? Hey, Jeff.
All right, I'm on.
Yes, you are.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How you doing?
Good. Okay. I think I have a new favorite lineup.
Yeah.
And that is Umir, Celestine, Asamoah, VJ, and then none, because I feel like VJ offensively kind of takes the point guard duties.
Right.
But on the defensive side of the ball, they're kind of athletic, decent size, almost lanky. This team's not lanky, but they're decent size, and I think they can show well on the defensive side of the court, which that's not our strength. So what do you think about that lineup?
Yeah, we saw that for a nice little stretch in the second half. I think it was pretty effective. I wonder what the plus minus. I know they track all that like religiously, so I bet they're gonna.
So yeah, I kind of liked it. Now a question. I noticed there were 2 NBA scouts there. Now, have there been scouts at every home game, or is this a unique thing?
Yeah, no, I think multiple scouts. Watching VJ certainly every home game.
Okay, so I didn't know what to attribute the second half for VJ to. I didn't know what to attribute to actually having a teammate hitting threes that opened up things a little bit for him, or if he saw those 2 scouts up there and it inspired him.
Well, to your point, having Jalen Celestine, take multiple threes is so important for this team because he's such a terrific shooter. Makes 4 out of 7 tonight. And like we were talking about earlier, even when he, pump fakes, he can get to that mid-range shot, and you want him shooting those mid-range shots as well. So he opens the offense up, no question about it.
Yeah. And I guess last thought is I love Rob Wright, have since day one, but I feel like he's being asked to do a little too much.
Yeah.
He has his challenges on the defensive side of the court, plays hard, but has his challenges. Offensively, sometimes when I think, oh, he may be hitting the freshman wall, and then I realize, no, he just doesn't have anybody that's threatening to pass the ball to through stretches. It's like, where was the right pass? Not sure, because there's nobody that's being respected. So get a couple guys, get VJ scoring, Celestine scoring, none back to his form from last year, and I think Wright will, look like the Wright from earlier in the season. So, anyway, that's it, guys.
I love it. Yep. Yeah, I think, getting Jeremy Roach back will, it's one thing to, come off the bench like Wright has, or even start, but have a steady hand next to you like Roach, and just to be able to play off of him and not have all of the ball handling duties, kind of like Jared Butler when with Davion Mitchell. I mean just when you have like an athletic, quick guy that's your partner, then it really opens up a lot for you. And I think Wright tonight, you saw how important Roach is to this team, because until the last 10 minutes, I mean, we just really struggled offensively to get good shots. I mean, we got good shots. We missed a lot at the rim. But it wasn't the most beautiful offense, and then we got it going down the stretch. The crowd was good. Down the stretch as well. We have any more calls? All right.
Do we need some filler?
We do need some filler. You got something?
Okay. So,
got a joke?
Maybe. Okay. So you want to play a little game?
Yeah.
It's called Blind Resume.
Okay.
Of Baylor teams past.
All right.
This team, I'm going to give you a couple clues off their resume, and you tell me which Baylor team it is. Okay. This team played 7 games against KenPom top 20 teams over the course of the season.
Yep.
Record 1-6.
Okay.
5 of those 6 losses by double digits.
Oh.
So, not doing so good against elite competition. Right. Kind of like this team.
Okay.
Finished tied for 3rd in the Big 12.
Okay.
4 seed in Kansas City, went 12-6 in league play.
Okay.
You know which team I'm talking about?
I think I do. Is it the 2012 team?
Yep. Elite 8, 2012 team. 1-6. We played.
We struggled against Missouri, beat us 3 times that year,
there was a close game in Waco.
Yeah.
A heartbreaker in Waco, but they killed us in Columbia.
Yep.
And
Kansas beat us twice in the regular season, blew us out each time.
Missouri beat us by 15 again in the Big 12 tournament.
Right. But we beat Kansas in Kansas City in the Big 12 tournament. Brady Heslip went off,
That was the one.
Yep. And then Kentucky, and then we lose to Kentucky in the Elite Eight.
Lost by 12, I think, to Kentucky in the Elite Eight, which I actually thought we played pretty good that game.
That year we were undefeated. The non-conference schedule wasn't that hard, but we were undefeated going into that Kansas game, and I think we were top 10 team, maybe top 5 team, and that was a huge matchup, and they just blew our doors off. Yeah.
Yeah, and the reason
no, we split with Texas, maybe. Yeah. Okay.
I can't remember.
Yeah.
But, well, it's hard to say because they weren't KenPom top 20, and that's the research.
Right.
Yeah, the reason I bring it up is not to compare this team to the 2012 team.
Yeah.
But just to, there is precedent for a team that really struggled against the, quote, unquote, elite competition.
Yeah.
And still had a great season. We remember that season fondly because we, won 30 games and ended up in the Elite Eight.
Right, 30-8.
But there was a lot of hand-wringing during that season because it was like, gosh, we cannot beat, like you said, we didn't beat any of those upper echelon teams, and the games weren't even close.
Yeah.
I mean, other than the Missouri game in Waco, I mean, we were getting clocked every time we played an elite team, and we didn't knock one off until Kansas City.
We beat some. Kansas State was top 25 that year. We beat them on the road, then lost to them at home by 1 point. Mm-hmm. And then
Iowa State, I think.
Iowa State was like 26th, and we lost to them away. Beat them pretty soundly at home. Yeah, that's a great call. Yeah, we definitely. I mean, and like you say, I mean, we did not have a tough non-conference. I mean, nothing close to. Oh, no. We beat a Huggins team 83-81 in that Christmas tournament in Vegas, and then St. Mary's, I think, the day before that.
There's not a lot going on in that non-conference.
Yeah. No, I mean, we're playing a lot tougher schedule these days, and I mean, the upside of this team, I think, is still strong with Roach and with Love. if we get those guys back. I have no idea what Jeremy's prognosis is, like I said, but if we get those guys back, I think the upside is still pretty strong. Walker, do we have any other calls? All right. I don't know where Josh is. I texted him. He's maybe a no-show. I think we probably just call it a night, and it's late. It's 11:10. Good win. That was a outstanding win for the Baylor Bears, and got a big trip in Utah now. We play Utah on Saturday. We got BYU on Tuesday. I would think Utah is going to be the easier of those games. They just got crushed by Houston tonight. I think what did they score, like 30-something points, 34 points. Yeah, that's crazy. A&M beat Mississippi. That's a big win. Arkansas, we finally get a resume helper from them. They beat Georgia at home. And then the other Big 12 action was Kansas. It was a close game most of the game with TCU, but then they just really pulled away at the end, 74-61. St. John's won in overtime. That's good for Baylor's strength record. And then that was the only other Big 12 game was the 70-36 win over Utah by Houston. Houston looks like they're really hitting their stride. But if Baylor could pick off Utah, that would be great. And then if they can, BYU's probably a toss-up game, but they're not. I mean, that's a team Baylor can beat certainly, and hopefully they get a player or two back before then and go into that game with a great game plan and have a successful road trip. Anyway, you've been listening to a Sikkim 365 post-game calling show. Thank you for the callers that called in. Sorry we missed Josh again. Maybe he's on his way. I don't know. Haven't gotten communication from him, so we'll just call it a night. Thanks, Mark, for filling in.
Yeah, you bet.